We'll start with the role of Peter Handke's play from 1966, Offending the Audience, and why that inspired you and to build it so prominently into this work and the way that you responded to it with your choreography.
This is not the play. This is inspired by the play. It uses a lot of text from the play. The play negating a lot of things. And by negating, it creates a vacuum. And there's great space to dance in. This void actually allowed me to move, to compose. I like I watched the show today. I didn't watch it for a couple of days. I watched the show today. I enjoyed you. I felt that you were listening, watching, and connecting. For me, the sound of the text is even more important than the meaning of the text. For me, it's a soundtrack. I'll be really okay if someone doesn't understand English and watch the play. It's a kind of bonus to understand. And this was the test for me when I was creating it, of the moments of the piece when the text is played.
The work, Naharin's Virus, premiered for the first time in 2001, and it was made on the main company. And I know that when you recreate a work and when it's set on the Young Ensemble, it's not just placed on them. It's in a lot of ways reimagined. You respond to the dancers that are in front of you, and they influence the work, and your works are kind of always alive and in many ways in conversation with each other. So shortly after Naharin's Virus premiered, you then created Plastilina for the Young Ensemble. And so I'm wondering if you can talk about the way that this work has grown and evolved since its premiere, and the way that this particular group of dancers has maybe revealed something new to you in it.
All the works are constantly being evolved, worked. It has to do with the dancers, but it has a lot to do with the research that we're doing, and also has a lot to do with the fact that I'm giving time to look to what I sometimes consider weak in the piece, something that I like to change, new ideas that I have. Many times new music come in, a whole section can be deleted. Actually, this piece was 80 minutes long. Now it's about 60 minutes long. So it means a lot has been deleted and modified in this work. And the meeting with the ensemble was very meaningful time, because it gave me the chance to bring it to where it is today. Even yesterday, I made a couple of changes that I really like. I don't know if you remember, there's one point that we hear the text, but we see the empty suit. Remember? Until yesterday, he was standing there and saying the text. But in the last show, he wasn't feeling well because it was very hot and he was vomiting outside. And the suit was empty. And I liked it. So we kept it like this, for example. And so things like this happen with accidents, but also with the research and with the time that we have.
Your research is Gaga, and it is a practice that you began decades ago, but it has become a huge part of the company's identity. It's the way that it trains. It gives it the special, unique quality that it has. And can you talk more about Gaga, its development, and then maybe specifically how you see it affect the work that you're bringing back, such as this one?
With Gaga, we have to listen to our body before we tell it what to do. And the listening has a lot to do with our relationship to the outside world, to the scope of sensations. And we also learn that we don't need audience to dance, and we don't need music to dance. We just need time, space, and the act of dancing is something that everybody can do. And we offer Gaga to people that have no ambition to dance. And one of the most inspiring and teaching experience for me, and a very important moment in the discovery, was when I started working with people that had no ambition to dance. They were not trained to dance, but they wanted to share with me the space and find out about places of atrophy, about the connection of effort and pleasure, about dynamics, about texture, about delicacy, about letting go, about their explosive power, about the connection of lightness and the virtue of lightness. So when the dancers or non-dancers turn up the volume of this listening, they can go beyond the familiar limits on a daily basis. And that's actually something that we become addicted to. We need to feel that today we find something new, or the volume of something become either, it's about exaggeration, but it's also a lot about understatement. And when we realize that we never, that it's not about being perfect, it's not about think that we ever going to be perfect, but it's about being magnificent while we connect to our faults and weaknesses. Then they can constantly grow. And it's a lot about repetition. It's a lot about the love of repetition. The idea of discovering something new, a lot of time comes from doing similar things every day for a lot of time. But the idea of repetition that takes you somewhere is very clear to us. Just like walking, you just repeat something and you go somewhere, So this is something that is very fundamental, that we appreciate the repetition as something that takes us somewhere. I never really fall in love with my work, and I never really get excited by my choreography, but I really get excited by the dancers. And the work with the ensemble taught me a lot about that.
How do you know when a dancer has the ingredients that you're looking for? They all come very well trained. They come from top schools. They all have the facility. But what else are you looking for in personality or in attitude or in openness that gives you the idea that someone is the right fit to receive Gaga, to receive the work? And then over the 2 or 3 years that they're with the ensemble, how are you looking to see them grow and develop to see if they might be a fit for the main company?
It's a good question, really. And the audition is very tough, and it's very unfair in a way. And I know that every year we're dismissing people that deserve to be with us and are very talented. To do a good audition doesn't mean you and your best. But we develop a way we try to do a fair audition, and we try to do an audition that even if you're not accepted to the company, it becomes a meaningful experience for them. We share with them the research, we teach them what we can, we respect them a lot, we listen to them, but it is, I'm actually resigning my job as artistic director in a couple of months. And one of the reasons I do it is because I don't want to do the auditions anymore. For the ensemble, we look for what I told you before. It's about people that I can see the hidden treasures. I can see the potential of it. And I don't think there is a type that I look for. And you can see the company, you can see that there is no a type. But I think what is common for this group, that it's very intelligent, very creative, very passionate, very imaginative. And also, we all have something in common. which is we agree about why and how we want to dance. And it affects also how and why we want to be with each other, how we want to treat each other. And this is something that sometimes you can feel from someone in an audition, sometimes not. We've made mistakes. But this is something that definitely, when we spend with them 2 or 3 years in the ensemble, we get to know them very well. And sometimes not everybody that deserves to be in the company is in the company because it has a lot to do with the opening. Like this year, we only had 1 contract to give to, and we have 10 people almost that are graduating, finishing the ensemble, but only 1 contract in the company.
To go back to the work that we saw tonight, there's one moment that I think we really get to see kind of the individual personality of some of the dancers come through, and that's when they're standing up in the line and they each get, you know, a few moments to, for lack of a better word, freak out. Mm-hmm. And this is a section that has also been part of Decadence, so some of you might have seen it before. I'm curious what the instruction is for that section, and so what are you looking for from them? What are you asking them to reveal in that moment?
It's actually, I've tried anything to help them. I've told them so many different things over the years, and I'm still looking for what is it that will make the moment right. But it started when I first did it. It started from the image of pressure cook. You say it's like a cook that you seal the steam, yeah. And then when you finally get this 8 or 10 counts to dance, it's like you let the steam out. But then when you let the steam out, it's like you still want to contain it inside the form, actually of ballet. It's like you want to keep the form, but because you explode, you cannot hold the form, yeah? So that was the image then. But then we went to a lot of other things, like it's about groovy, speed, it's about effort. A lot of time I tell them what not to do. I try to avoid this don't, but for example, we have codes or rules, and some of the rules has to do with negating things, you know. For example, in the Arab line, they're not allowed to do curvy, round things, yeah? Because it's something they very easily can fall into. So they know it's not allowed.
Before you came here, you made certain preparations. You came here with certain preconceptions. You went to the theater. You prepared yourself to go to the theater. You had certain expectations. Your thoughts were one step ahead of time. You imagined something. You prepared yourself for something. You prepared yourself to partake in something. You prepared yourself to be seated, to sit on the rented seat, and to attend something. Perhaps you had heard of this piece, so you made preparations. You prepare yourself for something. You let events come towards you. You were prepared to sit and have something shown to you.